would like to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HaKadosh, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. They rule well. Peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. Shalom and Abba. Now, I had a dream that I just woke up from. You might still hear my voice sound a little sleepy, but nevertheless, I'm just gonna get right into it, man. So, the setting of the dream was, people were about to start rioting and looting, or I guess not really rioting and looting, but I guess rioting and looting, but it was like heavy racial tension. It was heavy racial tension, and I was like in this plaza by my old house, and next thing you know, my sisters pulled up. My sisters pulled up, and then one of my sister's boyfriends, he pulled up as well. And I met up with them, and they were about to go hit the streets to go riot and protest and shit like that. And then I was just like, basically like, I was indifferent. I was like, no, I'm not going out there. But they was like trying to tell me like, we about to go, trying to get me to go. And then I was looking in the clouds, and as I saw in the clouds, I saw a city in the clouds. And in the dream, like, hey, we at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because in the dream, the Lord still gave me the spirit to like know the truth in the dream, So I saw a city in the clouds, and I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And I knew what that represented. That represented New Jerusalem, man. So the kingdom is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, Akim. Okay? And what's crazy was it was like right before the sun went down. This is taking place, and that's spiritual because Esau's night is at hand, and our morning, meaning the morning, like this, when the sun comes up, our morning is approaching, man. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So, hey, we're almost at the end of Esau's kingdom, man. All right, so let me start off with this scripture. This is Revelation 21, starting at verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea." All right, meaning there was a new rulership. Okay, Esau's out of rulership. The new heaven and new earth, meaning there's a new rulership. Okay, verse 2, it says, "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." Now, this isn't literally talking about how there's going to be a city on top of a chariot, No, this is talking about the 144,000, the 1/3, coming out of the ships with those new bodies. Okay? But in the dream, I saw a literal city, like inner city. I saw tall buildings, but it was in the clouds. I was just like, oh shit. It was on top of a long cloud. And I knew what that represented, man. All right, because like it tells you in the book of Maccabees. Let me see if I can find the scripture. I don't know the scripture off the top of my head, but I'm going to try to find it, Lord willing. Let me see. Bear with me, Bible Kashan. Second Maccabees 5:19. It says, "Nevertheless, the Most High did not choose the people for the place's sake, but the place for the people's sake." Right. So that city represents the children of Israel. All right. The 1/3 in particular. All right. So I seen that in the clouds when I was looking up, and I was like, oh shit, knowing the fact that the kingdom was at hand. And Esau was there too. All right. Esau, when I say Esau was there, Esau was around me when I was looking up in the sky. And then I was talking to my family because they were like, we're about to go riot, protest, and they had guns on them. And then one of them handed me a gun, and I was like, nah, like I'm not about to go do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I still had the gun on me. But I was just like, it was in the dream. I was like, no, I'm not about to go riot or protest or whatever. So then I went to go get a better look at the cloud because I wanted to take a picture of it. Because I wanted to take a picture of it and send it to the brothers. So I went to go like walk up to the other side, and I had to walk past Esau to get like a better, like closer look at the cloud or whatever. And it was starting to get darker, and And then I had the gun on me, but I tucked it away because I was like, I don't want this devil to see me with the gun out. Then you know what I'm saying? Because these devils, their blessing is the sword. So they're gonna be licking their chops to try to get into a shootout. So I tucked the gun up, but like I had to walk past Esau, and then Esau, you know how he is, nosy as hell. Okay, wiser than Daniel. He was walking up to towards where I was, and as I was getting closer, this devil's talking to me, and basically he's asking me questions like, "Oh, what you about to do?" Da 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 da. So like Scripture say, agree with thine adversary quickly, and Matthew, like it says Matthew 10:16, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. So me trying to apply those scriptures in the dream, I was just like, oh, I'm about to go take a picture of the clouds. I seen the city in the clouds. I wanted to go look at the clouds and stuff like that. And then this devil was getting hostile. And then he's like, you see that business over there? Because we were like in like a parking lot, but it had like a gate, and I guess like a little further down, facing like northeast, it was like a plaza area. And he's like, you see that business over there? Um, that's my business, and that business got rioted and looted, and da da da. And I'm here to defend my business. And these devils had all red shirts on, which was spiritual. They had all red shirts on, and the shirts had like some type of words on it, but I couldn't really see the words. But the shirts were all red, and then they had white. I mean, no, they had American like cone hats, like party hats, but it was like an American flag wrapped around the print of the hat. But they had all red shirts on, which is spiritual because why? They're Edomites. All right, they're Esau Edom. They're the red man, according to Genesis the 25th chapter. His name was Esau. Esau's name was changed to Edom. Shalakia. All right, yep, this is Esau. Esau. Genesis 25, and I'll start at verse 30. It says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. All right, so Edom means red, Adawam. All right, which means red. So it was spiritual that their shirts were all red. And I was just like, I'm just trying to take a picture or whatever. And then my family came behind me because they're like, they're already here in the spirit to go rioting, protesting, looting, man. And that's biblical prophecy, how there will be uproars of people and civil unrest. So Jake is behind me, and then my sister's boyfriend, which is spiritual about it, he's northern, where I perceive him to be northern kingdom. So then they both came up behind me, and they was like, they thought that Esau was trying to start some shit. So they're talking smack to Esau, and they're getting it all riled up. And then next thing you know, Esau starts throwing their drinks at us. And they're throwing their drinks at us. They're throwing the ice at the truck, because my sisters and her boyfriend, they rolled up in a truck. And then I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, yeah, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here because, this shit was about to start getting real. So they're throwing ice at us. They're throwing drinks at us. And I'm trying to calm them down because I'm like, yo, we can't be out here and fighting them right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, plus we had we had about 3 women with us, 2 men, including me and my sister's boyfriend. I'm like, yo, we outnumbered. Not that the Lord couldn't deliver them into our hands, but it's just like, now's not the time to be fighting. I'm just like, let's just go. Let's go. Like, we don't want to fight, you know what I'm saying? Because we're out here in a spiritual warfare, man. We're out here in a spiritual warfare. If you got to defend yourself, that's different. But we're not out here trying to go and start issues, you know what I'm saying? We want to be blameless, man. We want to be blameless, But it's not hard for the Lord to deliver our enemies into our hands, you know what I'm saying? But we don't want to, be the ones to start the issues. So I'm like, okay, let's go. So on the way back, then I'm trying to get them to get into the truck. They're throwing all these drinks at us. They're throwing all this stuff at us. And then, once we got to the truck, I was like, yo, let's throw up curses on them. I said that. I was like, let's throw up curses on them. And automatically we started saying, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, Shalak, Rayam, Wa, Anashim, Wa, Haragim, Wa, Abajim, La, Adawan. And we were all in sync. I was like, oh shit. I'm thinking in my head while we're throwing the curses. I was like, how the fuck do they know? And I'm talking about my sisters and her boyfriend. I was like, how the hell do they know? You know, so it was real spiritual. I was like, yo, I was like, what the fuck? Did I give them the prayer like so they could practice or some shit? But we was all like once I said, I was like, yo, let's throw up curses on them. We all just threw up curses in unison, and I was like, oh snap, you know. And we were all sending up curses on Esau. And then Esau was still throwing the drinks and stuff at us. And then we said Esau. And when we were saying who we sending the curses to, we said Esau, Esau, Esau. And then we said it again. But I believe it was the second or third time that we said it. This time we said Adawam. Because I was like, then I changed it and I said Adawam, Adawam. All right. Because you go into the word Edom in the Hebrew, it's Adawam. All right. And the Lord said in the book of Sirach in the prologue, he said that basically when you when you say stuff in the Hebrew tongue, it has more force. All right, so we're throwing up the curses in Hebrew, and then you know, we're throwing up the curses in Hebrew, and so to speak. And then when we were throwing up the curses, basically we said Adawam, and then when we said Adawam, then that's when Esau shut up. Like these devils they stopped talking. They stopped talking. They stopped like screaming and shit. But they were still like continuing on to throw stuff. But when we said Adawam, then they shut up and we was throwing up curses on their ass, man. All right, and we threw up curses on Esau, but it was so crazy because it was like, I'm not saying that, Lord willing, we're all a part of the elect. Lord willing, Most High has all mercy upon, me and my family, But hey, basically, if I had to be real, like, my family don't really they know about the truth, but they don't really know about the truth like that, So I wouldn't really deem them as a part of the 1/3, but you never know. Lord can have mercy on them. Lord willing, He does. Lord willing, Most High has mercy on me. Because yeah, I have the truth right now, but that doesn't mean I'll have the truth all the way to the end. And I'm not saying that because, that's my mindset. I'm just saying that in humility. That's why we got to keep pushing because we don't know. That's why the scripture say what? Give diligence to make your calling and election sure. You know. Nevertheless, um, yeah. So we all threw up curses on Esau, and I was like, wow, this is really spiritual, man. And then as I got into the car, I was just like, yo, we threw up curses on Esau. And I was like, call HALALYAM La, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakwadash. I said it like that, and my sister was laughing, and she was like, and then everybody was like happy, like, yeah, we threw up curses on this devil, man. So, we fought back. In a way, we fought back spiritually, man. Because it's a spiritual warfare, and Esau wants to get carnal, man. So, that might have been a message right there. In these upcoming times, man, stay spiritual, stay spiritual, stay spiritual, because these devils, they want to get carnal, man. These devils were the first ones to get carnal. All right, they were popping shit, and then my family came up trying to talk shit back to them, but then they started throwing ice and throwing drinks at us and shit like that. And then I seen it in my sister's boyfriend, like he wanted to fight, like he was getting ready to go over there and fight him, And in real life, he does know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I was just like, nah, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these devils, they want us to get carnal. Like, they want us to get carnal, man. And they had guns on them too. I'm talking about my family in the dream. Because they gave me a gun, and I was like, nah. Because at one point I actually pulled the gun out because I was getting ready to bust that shit. But I was like, you know what? No. I was like, nah, I'm not about to do that, man. Like, that's not what I do. That's not what I do. So I tucked the gun up and I'm trying to get him to come back into the car. And then when we got back in the truck, we were about to pull off, and Esau was trying to grab the door handle because Esau was in another monster truck type thing. And then he was trying to grab the handle of the truck, but he couldn't open it. He couldn't open it. So that could have been symbolic and spiritual within itself, You know what I'm saying? Hey, Esau is profane. He's outside the temple. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, hey, it was just a spiritual dream, man, and it was all spiritual, and it was kind of a rather quick dream, It was a rather quick dream, but then we all went to the gas station. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, it was really spiritual, man. It was really spiritual, and so that was really the point. Um, I want to go ahead and get a scripture real quick, because I want to go into the word Edom. All right, so here you can see it. You have the word here, rum. All right, you have the word here, rum. But as you can see, it says Edom, and Edom and rum look closely related in the modern Hebrew, because the ra and the da character, they look alike. You know, when you're not when it's on like something like typed up like this. You know, but this is actually the word. This is actually supposed to be the word arum. All right, because like you see before, it said he built garrisons in Syria. Okay, right here, verse 6, 2 Samuel 8 and 6, he built garrisons in Syria. But really, when it's talking about the same context, it's talking about Syria. So it's supposed to be talking about Syria. But see, it says he put garrisons in Edom, you know. But really, what do you have the word here? Edom. The word is what? Edom, all right, which it's supposed to be Adawam, all right, Adawam, that's Edom, okay. But you see, this says, this says Aram. All right, but look, that gives you the definition of the word Edom. It says what? Edom equals red. You know, so it's all spiritual that Esau had with all red shirts on, man, because they are the red men, you know, and the Lord has given these devils the blessing of the sword, man, okay? And as you can see, we're coming into some times of civil unrest, you know, and a race war is on the horizon. But Esau wants this to happen because Esau has been begging for a race war. I've seen certain documentaries where they would go into like basically racism in America and so on and so forth. And what's crazy? Matter of fact, when I first saw the dudes in my dream, I thought these niggas were the KKK because all I could see was the top of the cone hat. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? They got the KKK out here, you know? But then they had red T-shirts on, and I was like, okay, call like YAHAWASHI. Not that necessarily that there was anything to be afraid of, regardless, even if it was the KKK. You know what I'm saying? But usually when you see them niggas, they ready to kill, man. Esau is always ready to kill, if you ask me, because he is known as the sword of the Lord. And but nevertheless, and the scripture say he is as death. But nevertheless, seeing the KKK, them niggas ready to kill. So I was just like, oh, nah, like, we need to get the fuck out of here, you know. But let me get this real quick. This is Psalm 17 and 13. It says, arise, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai, disappoint him. Yeah, we're waiting for the Lord to arise, to wake up to the day of the pray, Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him. What is the Lord going to disappoint? His crafty counsel, man. His enterprise, which is that new world order. All right, it says, cast him down. Cast him down. That's what we're waiting for the Lord to do. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that's what the Lord did. He delivered us from the wicked, man. And Lord willing, it's the same in upcoming times that we're coming into, man. All right, the times of Jacob's trouble, which is nigh. All right. It says, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right, Esau is the Lord's sword, man. The Lord used Esau as a killing instrument, to execute judgment upon Jake, or anyone else for that matter. All right, this is Revelation chapter 6 and Salakia. Revelation 6 and verse 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red. Who was that red horse? Esau. All right, we went into that earlier. How Esau is known as red. It says, and power was given to him, and that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And ever since these devils been in rulership, peace has been taken from the earth. And that they should kill one another. And that's what they do. They kill their own people, and they kill everyone else, man. The scriptures say they make the earth as a desolate wilderness. All right, and like I said in the movie Planet of the Apes, basically he is the harbinger of death. He will make a desert of your land and his also, It says, and they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And that's his blessing. That's the devil's blessing, the sword, man. All right, and I'm going to skip down to verse 8. It says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And we're coming into the times of the pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. So a lot of death and destruction and misery is on the way, man. Okay, and guess what? Esau has a lot to do with this pale horse, man, because Habakkuk 2 and 5 says he is as death. All right, physically and spiritually, this devil is as death. It says, and power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth. The fourth part of the earth is America. It says to kill with sword and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. These are all plagues and judgments of the Lord that is to come, man. All right. Let me see something real quick, because the racial tensions is on the way. So I'm just gonna get like maybe 3 scriptures, all in the same book, Lord willing. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and starting at verse 8. It says, there shall be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be off sent out again. Then the wild beasts shall change their places. Yeah, we just went over Revelation 6 and 8 about the wild beasts. It says, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. All right, and that's why you got a lot of these little nigglets out here causing havoc, man. You know, being wicked. Okay, menstruous women bringing forth monsters, man. All right, a lot of you men out here are a bunch of monsters, man. All right, mainly the younger generation. You know, verse 9, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, which is, you know, also confusion. It says, and all friends shall destroy one another. All friends shall destroy one another, man. So here it is. I'm trying to be, you know, at peace, agree with thine adversary quickly with these devils. You know, I was just telling them what I was doing. You know, I was just like, you know, I'm about to go take a picture of the clouds. And here it is, this devil want to go change the subject, talking about he's going to go defending his business. Like I'm anywhere near his business, man. I'm standing right by the same spot you standing at, devil. All right, anyways. You know, it says, and all friends shall destroy one another, and then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into the secret chamber, going into that famine of the word. All right, you know, this is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse. Let's start at verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And here we are at the end of the world. We're in the last days. Everybody knows that for the most part. And guess what? This is the end of Esau's rulership, man. But guess what? Our world is the beginning of it that followeth, man. And it was spiritual because the other night I had a conversation with my Eve and her mom. You know, and I know her mom is not in the truth. She don't really believe like that. But, you know, spirit, you know, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up pretty much. And usually I don't say anything, you know. Back when I lacked wisdom, you know, I would try to teach him about the truth and stuff like that. But now I don't teach him anything. I don't talk about the truth or anything like that. I just stay quiet. But, you know, they were talking, her cousin, my Eve's mom and her cousin and my Eve, they were all talking or whatever. And, you know, my Eve's mom was talking about the presidents, da-da-da-da-da. And then, you know, of course, they brought me into the situation. And her mom was like, oh, he's a Trump supporter. He's a Trump supporter. Da-da-da-da. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not a Trump supporter. I was like, I don't give a shit who's president, you know, because at the end of the day, I know America's going to be destroyed, you know, but I wasn't saying that, of course, but I was just like, you know, holding my peace, like letting them say whatever they wanted to say, you know. And then her mom, if I'm not mistaken, was like, you know, basically, why do you, oh no, her cousin asked, her cousin was like, oh, why do you support Trump? Why do you support Trump? And I was just like, I don't even remember. I think I said like, oh, I was like, oh, you don't really want to know, you know. And then her mom was like, yeah, I do. I want to know why, da 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 da. And I was like, nah, you don't really want to know. But then the spirit came on me, and she was like, yeah, so why do you support Trump? And I was just like, because Trump's gonna be the one to destroy America. And I said that straight up, you know. And I low-key said it with a little pride too, so I had to kind of humble myself. I was just like, I kind of said it with like an attitude, like, yeah, Trump's gonna be the one to destroy America. Like, you know, I kind of sounded a little pissed off. And I was, in my mind, I'm like, damn, bro, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, did I really just say that to them? Because I already know that, you know, she don't really receive the truth like that. So I was just like, damn, I just low-key just did that for no reason. But the Lord's word does not go out void. And I also want to thank YAHAWASHI because I've been praying for the Lord to give me courage, you know, to do his will. And that right there, when I look back on it, because I was talking to my Eve about it, because my Eve, you know, she's an Eve, but, you know, she believes. I was talking to my Eve about it, and I was just like, really, usually I wouldn't have said anything. That's why I try to stay quiet. And my Eve was like, yeah, you didn't really say much the whole time. But I was like, you know, but I got to thank YAHAWASHI. I was telling her this because I was like, because, you know, the Lord said, if you deny me before men, I will deny you also before my Father. And my Eve was like, yep, that's it right there. You know, so, hey, the Lord gave me the spirit to not deny him before men. You know, so I told her straight up. I was like, yeah, Donald Trump's going to be the one to destroy America. And then her my Eve's mom was like, she literally just repeated what I said. She's like, but she kind of sounded like a little like shocked. She was like, Donald Trump's gonna be the one to destroy America. And I was like, yeah, you know. Now you never know. Who knows? The Lord could have another president in office by next term. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, we believe Trump is gonna be the man to do it. So we that's why she might think that I'm a Trump supporter, because usually when they talk about stuff like that, I was just like, oh yeah, Trump. But not because they think that, oh yeah, Trump's gonna help the economy. Da da da. No, Trump's gonna be the reason why America goes into a spiraling downfall, man. Through the spirit, that's what we believe. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, the point being what? America's still gonna be destroyed regardless who's president, man. You know? But yeah. So then in my mind, after because they kept talking a little bit after, and I was still there while they were talking, but I was just quiet. I was just quiet. And then my Eve's cousin was like, they were about to leave the room, and then my Eve's cousin was just like, just to let you know, what you said is still stuck in my mind. And I was just like, oh shit. But it was the spirit, because in my mind I was like, damn, I should probably expound on that, so that way they're not left thinking anything, any type of way or whatever, taking it out of context. I was just like, I was like, what, I should have expounded on that. I was like, I had a feeling I should have expounded on that. Like literally, right when you said that, I was telling her, I was like, literally, right when you said that, I was thinking to myself that I should expound on that. The spirit moved me to think that way. And then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna, and then I let it pass, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna expound on it, because I don't want you thinking anything. Basically, Jake is hopeless out here, man. Jake is really hopeless out here. Jake without Yahweh Shema Shai is hopeless. So when they hear stuff like that, they're like, oh shit, what the fuck? They don't know what to do, because they have no hope out here, man. Because they don't have Yahweh Shema Shai like that, man. So I was just like, okay, let me expound on it through the spirit. And I was just like, basically I'll try to make this as simple as possible. But when America's destroyed, then our kingdom's gonna be set up. And I like moved my finger around, like to include all of us, like me and my Eve, her mom and her cousin. I was like, our kingdom's gonna be set up. And then I was like, and then that's gonna be eternal peace. That's what I said. That's gonna be eternal peace, And then she was just like, oh, and then how after Jake tried to be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. See, I knew it was something. Like, she said something like that. Yeah, I knew it was something. And her mom was like, yeah, I knew. Like I knew that's what he thought. But like in my mind, I'm like, nah, you ain't really know. But either way, now you know. You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie said, if you don't know, now you know. So yeah. Okay, I told him straight up, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, the Lord gave me the courage to not deny him before men. And that's low-key a testimony, because there's going to come a time where brothers are going to be being put to death for the sake of Yahweh Shema Shai, but you want to stand firm in that time, man. Don't fold, man. Don't fold, And usually I don't care. When it comes to the truth, I don't care about a person's feelings. If if you're bucking up and I tell you the truth straight up and you're offended, I don't care. But the reason why it was so, powerful for me personally, because it's my Eve's mom, so just like it's out of respect at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm under her roof, it's out of respect, So usually I just don't talk about the truth, you know what I'm saying? Because I know how I can be. But, in that moment, in that time, I did not care. I didn't care how she felt, man. But it wasn't out of pride or anything like that. It was just for the love and the zeal of Yahweh Shema Shai, So that's who all the honor and glory goes to, man, But nevertheless, let me get this last couple of scriptures and I'll close out, Lord willing. Salakia. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, starting at verse 24, it says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Right, so you're going to have a lot of racial tensions going on, man, and wars, all right, amongst the people. It says, those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Okay, you're going to have lack of bread and water out here, so on and so forth, man. All right, now I got this one last precept, Lord willing, and I'll close out 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Who's the sword, man? Esau is known as the sword. We got the scripture earlier, but this is ultimately going into the overall sword. Second Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing the racial tensions getting brewed up to where it's ultimately going to be all out brawl, all out war, man. All right. Verse 16 says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing a lot of people uprising against the government. In many other countries other than America, America is late to the party, but it's only going to get worse, man. Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride and of the city, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed, the houses shall be stocked. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. It says, but they shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. Okay, and this is all what's coming on the horizon, man, very soon, sooner than what we think, man. So hey, that was the point. That was the dream I had. Lord's will, this video was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessing to you like the Israel. Shalom and Abba.